Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. I was digging through my office files today and I came across my old survival folder. So I was looking through just to see a few things and I came across something I downloaded. It was written by Duncan Long and it's entitled Backpack Survival. Got to put my specs on because it's small print. It says, there's a lot of confusion about what survival means. To some, it's getting through the aftermath of an airplane wreck in a desolate area. It can be knowing when to avoid walking in radioactive waste. Or it can mean knowing how to barter with troops in the aftermath of riots, war, and looting. To others, survival has to do with avoiding danger and knowing how to deal with it when it breaks into your home in the dead of night. Survival ideas abound, and there are as many definitions and strategies as there are survivalists. Some have good ideas for survival and some have unsound tactics. Bad ideas can mean extra work or trouble in everyday life. Bad ideas during a survival situation get you killed. On-the-job training doesn't work when you're dealing with poison and gunfights or survival. One of the most dangerous ideas, as far as I'm concerned, is that of backpack survival. A backpack survivalist is a survivalist that plans on leaving his home ahead of a disaster and taking to the woods with only what he can carry out with him. He plans to survive through a strategy that is sort of a cross between the Boy Scout in the woods and Robinson Crusoe. The backpack survivalist plans on outrunning danger with a four-wheel drive or motorcycle and hopes to travel light with a survival kit of everything he might need to cope with the unexpected. He hasn't cached anything in the area he's headed for because chances are he doesn't know where he's headed. Somehow he hopes to overcome all odds with a minimum of supplies and a maximum of smarts. Certainly it is a noble cause, but it seems like one destined to failure, and that's not survival. So it's something to think about because, you know, see, back in the survival days there was called the grab and go bag, the gag bag. See, now we talk about bug out bags. But is it really a good idea? I mean, there are times when you have to. If a forest fire came through here, I'd have to go. You know, some type of chemical, biological, nuclear exposure, I'd have to try and get out of here. But other than that, I'm pretty much hunkered down. This is it. I'll defend this territory. Don't really need that grab and go. But it's an interesting article. I don't know if it's still on the internet because actually 1990, I don't think this was on the internet. I think this was on one of those bulletin boards, survivalist bulletin board, back in the old dial-up modem days, 300. Boy, talk about slow. So it's a pretty interesting article here. Maybe it's out there. I don't know if I've got it on a disc or not. And it's copyrighted, so I really couldn't upload it anyway. But Duncan Long, you might be able to find some of his survival books at Paladin Press. I'm not sure if I have any of his. Actually, what he's saying is, I'll read. So what's the alternative? That's the alternative to backup or your bugging out or survival, your backpack survivalist. What's the alternative? A number of writers from Kirk Saxon to Howard Ruff have already suggested it, but I think it bears retelling. What they said is this: get yourself situated in a small community that could get by without outside help if things come unglued nationally or internationally. Find a spot that allows you to live in the lifestyle you've grown accustomed to and a community that allows you to carry on your livelihood, but which has the ability to grow its own food and protect its people from the unprepared or looters that might drift in from surrounding cities during a crisis. This spot has the ability to carry on trade within its borders and has a number of people who can supply specialized products of professional skills. An area with 2,000 to 5,000 people in it, along with the surrounding farm community, would be ideal, but sizes can vary a lot according to the climate and city. Ideally, such a town would have its own power plant with a few small industries, along with the usual smattering of doctors, dentists, and other professionals. Wow. I wonder why I did what I did. Pretty interesting, huh? See how life works out? See, education is part of being a survivalist. Knowledge, know-how, experience, tools and supplies to get the job done. That about sums it up. So, if you're one of those backpack survivalists, you might want to think about it, think it through. You might decide that only in the most dire situations that it's time to take off, like you said, to the woods, Rambo style. And once again, chances are you're not Rambo, I'm not Rambo, so let's not even pretend. That's just silliness. Instead, let's not fail to prepare today, because if we fail to prepare today, we're preparing to fail tomorrow.